Speaking about Parklands College, we have got Joel Dickson on the line, a member of staff at Parklands College. Hi, Joel.
Hi there.
Thank you so much for joining us and giving us some of your time.
Pleasure.
So why don't you just tell us a little bit more about the esports division at Parklands College and what sort of provisions and facilities you guys have been making for the esports scene and the sport in general?
So Parklands is a tech school, so we regard ourselves as one of the leaders of technological innovation in education in the country. And so as a tech school, we have a massive interest in any sort of esports competition as well as any tech competition. So we've been involved with the esports for a couple of years now, and getting into, as well as that, getting into the robotics side of things and the coding side of things. So all those areas are very very important to us. So for us, we've been trying to get the foster culture of interest in esports as well as traditional sports at the school.
Awesome.
You speak about the big interest you have in esports in general. So from you guys who have come into the esports scene relatively early compared to other schools, have you got any message to schools that may have doubts about the high school e-league or maybe have doubts about esports in general?
Well, I mean, it just takes a little bit of observation of what's going on in the international scene, to having a look at the interest that's being fostered across the world in esports and the prize pools in these. I mean, what companies are investing in these huge esports events and the size of these crowds that are being brought in. I mean, being generated at these stadiums. So, I mean, it's no joke, and it's something we must definitely take seriously, and especially with the current climate, who knows how long we're going to be able to have traditional sporting events, and how long it will be until we can open up the stadiums again. So, it might be esports as the future. So we need to start looking at that quite seriously.
Yeah, it's been a bit of an inside joke in the esports scene. Now, people have always said that the sports are always going to be superior, and it's like, well, through this global pandemic, the only thing that has been continuing is esports. So it is a nice little extra that has come through. Mr. Joel Dickson, what would you have to say about the high school esports league and how it's benefited your school and the players coming through the ranks as well?
Well, it's really it's great to get the school involved and get that kind of foster that culture of competition that you wouldn't see if it was just solo players, competing in competitive games normally. So you kind of foster a pride across the school in the team. I mean, when we played our games against PRG, and because we streamed the ones versus PRG and versus Milton, I think, we had quite a few kids join us from the school to come back their boys.
Awesome.
Which is just fantastic, and to see. I mean, the same from other schools, to see them come in and show their pride and support their school. It's just fantastic. I mean, that's what we want. That's the goal. One of the goals.
All right. Well, Joel Dickson, thank you so much for catching up with us and just sharing your thoughts about how things are run at Parklands College and exactly the team as well. It's really cool to hear from you, man, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you very much. Look forward to the game.
Yeah, best of luck to your boys. That is Joel Dickson, one of the facilitators at Parklands College. His team will be playing against Paul Roos Gymnasium in the grand final in about 10 minutes or so.